Well, I'm here with Fiona Wall, a student of mass communication at African Nazarene University. Fiona, you told me a very interesting story. Tell me about it.
Okay, thank you. I found myself in mass communication after a very long struggle. I Initially I wanted to do hospitality and I wanted to be in the hotel industry. But from the way my parents took it was not in a positive way. I found myself saying I want to do catering and going to Italy College and doing what they have. Initially
Hotelier College,
tourism.
that is where people study things to do with tourism
and
and
hospitality.
hospitality industry. Yes.
Yeah. So when I told my mom about it, she was okay with it. But after some time, I think consultations with my dad, and she ended up saying, if that's what you want, then go for it, but just go and talk to your dad. So when I went to talk to my dad about it, he was saying the hotel industry is not large enough to accommodate all of us, and everyone is going to do it. So he was thinking that if I do hotel industry, I might not end up getting a job after I finish school. So I told him, well, that's okay. So I rebelled.
But then again, you do not necessarily need to just get employed after. I mean, you could even start your own small catering services or look internationally for a job as well. Because I know, I mean, a certificate or rather uh, what a qualification from Hotelier College is enough to get you a job anywhere in East or or even in the African continent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I was thinking of having my own food farm that I can be doing weddings and events. Basically, I wanted to do the events management. But he was saying, but you need to get employed for some time so that you can go back to do your own things. So he basically was not for it, but you could just see from his body language. So I said, fine, if that's what you would, if you don't want me to do that, it's okay. So I stayed home for 1 year, and between this 1 year I used to say, why can't my dad allow me to do this? So I told my mom, I talked to the mom about it. She said I went to Valentine Cake House and did this pastry things like baking, making meat pies and all that. So I got the knowledge and I found myself loving that. But when I could come back home and tell my parents about it, they were not for it.
But did you do to bake things for them? I mean, nice.
Yes. I did that. I could make for them bread, make for them cakes, and my mom is a sweet tooth person. Yes, so she would really enjoy because she was like,
as well.
Yeah. So she was very excited about it, and anytime my cousins, my relatives had functions, I could go and make for them samosas, meat pies, cakes, and it was really exciting. And my relatives used to support that. But as long as my dad said no, there was nothing my relatives could say about it. So it would really hurt me and feel very bad about it.
And even when your dad was against what you were doing, and he felt that you needed to do something else, did you have anything in mind apart from what you were doing at that moment?
No, because all along I wanted to go to the hospitality industry. Yes. Since I was in high school, and that time when you have career talks in high school,
yes.
And you could see, honestly, this is what I want to do. I'm more of a social person because I like music, cooking, such stuff. So I was thinking if I say music, because my brother that I follow also wanted to do music, but my dad was not for it. So I couldn't even
to be a DJ or
not really, because I like more of instruments, and currently I'm doing guitar and the piano. So I was like, okay, fine, I could form a band with people and just go and do events and sing on people's wedding. Yes, but I prefer doing the instruments.
The instruments.
Yeah.
Can you belt out a tune for us?
Currently, I don't have any instruments. I will have carried one to do for you the guitar.
So, I mean, hospitality industry, music. Then you are here now. Mass communication. How did you find yourself here?
Nice. I found myself here because of my dad. He came back home one day and said, we'll go and do PR. So I was like, okay,
that is public relations.
Public relations. And I was like, okay, what is this? So he told me, go and look for a school. So I told him, it's okay. Then the following day he came back home. Did you go to town? Yes, I went, but I came to town. I went to IMAX and watched a movie and went back home. So I did not go.
So you're not totally interested in
I was not interested.
Yet
in
you're a
public
social
rela-
person, and public relations wasn't in your scope.
I did not think of it in that way because I thought more of public relations is to go to organizations and take care of people's images and such stuff. But I thought after some time I realized PR would help me in my hospitality field.
And the event organization that you're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah.
I thought that would be very effective for me. So after some time, then he realized I was lying to him. So one day he took off from the office and we went with him for school. So I went to Daystar. When we went to Daystar, we found they had already closed their intake, and he wanted me to join school like that trimester. So I had no choice. Then we came to Nazarene, and before we were told you can still register now. So he just told me go and bring your papers and everything. Then the following day I came, I brought my papers, and Nazarene took me in. That is how I found myself here.
And so your pushy dad actually cut out a career for you.
Yes, he did.
And how are you finding it right now? You're in your third year, right?
Yes, that did.
How are you finding it right now?
Currently, not bad. So far, so good. But a few challenges here and there. But the PR, like all the units that I've done for PR, are more of what I do currently and more of talking to someone and saying, hi, thank you, these small things I put it for granted. And that really has made me grow in my communication skills. But currently I was thinking of doing electronic, but I've not yet made my decision on it. But I think from what people have said, I still have a forte for the electronic.
The electronic.
Yes.
So you're not looking at print media or maybe graphic and design. You think electronic media, that is broadcast
Yeah.
journalism is good for you.
I think it's good for me because there was a day I was in KTN and I really liked the job for the director. They were saying, I want that shot, I want this. Like you're told, do this, or you're told, Waziri, now speak, read. You see, I really liked that.
So you want to be among the unsung heroes,
Yes.
and not the people who actually
Not
are
in
the
front
faces
of
of
the
the
camera, no.
of the media house.
Yeah.
Why so? I mean, I thought maybe you could, if you had tried, all these aspects, you could be in a position to make a better decision, a sound decision. Why do you think you're better as a director or a technical director or a news director than compared to an anchor or a reporter?
I think I would love that because I saw the production bit of it, the producer, I was not enjoying it that much. And editing really wants someone who's there and you're very keen on what you want, considering what the client wants to see. So fine, I could do these other things, but basically I think I'll perform better in the direction bit of it.
Do you consider yourself as a person who can deal comfortably with constructive criticism?
Yeah, I could deal with it depending on the pressure that you get and your current boss or something. But I really don't like working with people who are not focused, or they're not really they're not there.
They're not committed to the work.
Exactly, they're not committed to what you really want. So criticisms will come after people have seen what you've done and maybe they don't like it, or you just know there's some people who are just ever negative. They will not like to see when you're excelling. So depending on the kind of criticisms I get, then I could deal with it from there.
Well, talking about, I'll just take you back to your first love, and that's the hospitality industry. Well, your dad told you that the industry is saturated.
Yeah.
Some people might say the same about the media industry at the moment, and that includes public relations, that the industry is bloated. So, what assurance do you have that you'll finish school and you just go out there and get a job?
Currently, that's what he might say, that mass media now is having some room for people who are graduating. But I will say, like all fields, whether is it BCom, IBM, whatever it is, it's saturated, but it depends with what skills are you going to give them. What are you going to give the employer that he there have? That's why I'm saying I was considering to do a double major, so that the employer can see, instead, because most employers are cutting on costs, so he will see this person can do production, can do my PR, can make for me a brochure, something like that, and it's only one person, instead of having someone who will do PR, who will do electronic, and do the graphics design bit of it. So I think it will depend with what you're going to give the employer. Yeah, and again, I will think I'm not basically looking at employment currently, because you see the PR bit of it, you have units that you get to learn more of making things. So I could employ myself and start making cards, wedding cards, and also go back to my first.
That is event organization,
yes.
and
Which will still help me with PR.
Yeah, I think I would love to see a cake that you've baked so that I can test it and see how delicious that can be.
Sure.
But where do you see yourself in 5 years, Fiona?
Good question. In 5 years, currently, and have done my masters, I hope to have a company running, either for just events and either catering or something doing with PR.
And music, singing.
Yeah, events, currently everything. Some people in the band.
It should be one-stop shop.
Yeah, it should be one-stop shop. Yeah, that's what I see myself in 5 years' time. Yeah.
And if that, if you get employed, maybe, and like you're saying, as a news director, a technical director.
That will even fasten my opening of the organization, because at least I'll have hands-on and I'll see what I'll need for my company. Yeah.
Well, Fiona, thank you very much. Viewers, we've been talking to Fiona Awor, a student of mass communication at African Nazarene University. You've heard her story, very inspiring, very, very interesting, and we wish her well in her studies and future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.